Hi everybody, this is Kathy Grosskirth with Bookkeeping Clean and Simple, and today I want to talk about an alternative method to make sure that your invoices are being matched to the deposits coming through the banking center. And this is an alternative to using the traditional undeposited funds workflow. And don't get me wrong, the undeposited workflows is still going on in the background, but this is just probably an expedient way to get these matched up without having to go through a bunch of extra steps. Now, I want to caution you, if you learn the old way and are comfortable using the old way, then go ahead and use the old way, but this might help you speed things up. And with the advances in AI technology within QuickBooks Online, you may find this method a lot better suited for you. Now, with that said, before we jump into it, I ask that you like and subscribe to my channel, share it with others if you haven't done so already, or at least click on the notification bell so that way you can be updated whenever I put out new content. My channel is primarily targeted towards accountant users, but anybody that finds value in the information that I share is welcome to join our family. Now, with that said, you can see that I am in my Kathy's bookkeeping test file here, and I'm in the bank transaction center. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and close out this left navigation so that way we have more real estate on our screen. And I've actually filtered this information to put the checks up at the top, but I'm going to go down a little bit. And as you can see, I have a match in here for an invoice that I just entered a little while ago. I did not go through the traditional workflow with that. In other words, I did not go in there after I entered the invoice and received the payment and all of that. It automatically matched up to the invoice that I entered, and I'll show you what I did here. So I'm going to go down here and open that up, and here's the invoice that I just literally entered up, dated 8/1/2024. I'm going to go ahead and click on that to open that up so that way you can see. So this is the invoice that I entered. It was for monthly bookkeeping services for August. It was dated 8/1, and then the payment came through on 8/12. If you go down to, and I'm going to close out of this. And when you do this for the first few times, you're going to want to make sure that it's exactly the invoice that it matches to. And then once you're pretty sure of that, you can just go ahead and match that. And I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and match that. But let's go ahead and show you how this works. So here's one for complete business for $228.86. And let me jot that amount down, $228.86. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open this back up and enter an invoice from the plus new button. And ordinarily you would have these invoices already entered in, but I just wanted to show you that from this workflow here, then you can actually create the invoice. So we got complete business services, and I'm going to go ahead and go down here, and I'm just going to select the products and services for commissions, because that's what that is. And I'm going to put the amount in here, and I'm going to put commissions for July, because that's what that is. Actually, it's for June, so I'm going to go ahead and update that for June. And that's, I'm going to look at that amount. And the way that this is going to work is that you have to make sure the amounts match exactly, which is the whole purpose behind this whole thing. So $228.86. And I'm pointing that to a product and service, and I'm just going to go ahead and save and close this because I'm not sending it out. But what you can do is when it goes back to the bank transactions window. And here, let me just show you real quick. I'm going to go into the customers area and look her up in here, complete business services. And that way you can see where I enter that invoice in there. So that invoice is entered in there. And let's get rid of these pop-ups, okay? So that invoice is entered in there as of 8/1/2024. I'm going to go back over here to the banking center. And then if we go down, we can see that the invoice matches, and that's the invoice that I just entered in there. So if I click on that link, it'll go back to that same invoice. And I'm going to click on that tab so you can see. So that invoice number is 2022-023. It's the same invoice. Now, ordinarily in the old workflow, what you would do is you would go in here and you would actually receive the payment and then you would make the deposit. But with the AI technology, the way it is, it will automatically, or it should automatically match to that invoice, or it might have a couple of suggested matches depending on the amount. And then you would have to go in and make sure it matches to the right invoice. But with it being this odd amount here, and it, I think, looks around like 90 days before or after the date to find the match. And it's pretty accurate. So I'm going to go ahead and click on match here. So in this instance, you don't have to go all the way back and do that receive payment and point it to undeposited funds and then go back and make the deposit in most cases. With the AI technology that we have here, it should match pretty much automatically. Now, again, I'll caution you and say that you want to make sure whichever method you use is consistent, but you might find this method a little bit quicker and easier for you to use, and especially if you're doing a bunch of bulk matching, you can match them all at the same time. So anyway, that's all I have for y'all today. I hope this helps you. Y'all take care. We will see you soon.